Good morning, everybody. And it is morning. I just woke up. I'm kind of tired this morning. Haven't gotten enough coffee in me yet. And I need to tweet out this stuff yet. So let me do that. We are live streaming right now. Join us as we wrap things up for the 6.4 release. Okay. There we are. Send. Hey, yo, Pac-Man, Teddy, Game Room, welcome. Good to see you guys. So today, there's a number of things I need to do. Basically, we need to prep for the 6.4 release, testing, and maybe a few bug fixes here or there. But then also, one thing we can work on is submission comments for the LaunchBox Games database. Is another thing. So if we choose to go work on the games database, that's what we would be working on there. And then, so for starters, I think we should work on wrapping up the 6.4 release. We're real close. We're very, very close. We just have a few minor things that I wanted to review. One is first thing I want to take a look at is EmuMovies. I'm not sure what happens. Oh, there's two things for EmuMovies. One thing's really exciting. I'm not sure what happened. What happens in the case where somebody tries to download platform videos and they're not a premium member. I think we might be getting an error in that situation, so I need to take a look at that. But also, Circo just hit me up over the weekend, and he has added. He's completed adding all the clear logos, all the wheel images into EmuMovies. So we have those two now to add into LaunchBox, and that should be relatively quick to do. It's just a matter of adding the new categories. So that's exciting too. So let's start with that. Doing the EmuMovie stuff there. We'll pull up. I need to pull up my stuff from Circo here. Give me a second there. VLC issues in Big Box. What VLC issues, Game Room? Yes, a lot of them I did. Hey, Shark Boy, welcome. On Friday, the last beta that I put out on Friday solved a ton of those VLC issues, Game Room. If not all of them. I had basically messed something up with the VLC engine, unfortunately. Okay. So I have test credentials here. I'm going to go ahead and make the development changes here first, though, because it's super easy, so we can test them all at once. The API information is logos for the game logos and system underscore logo for the system logos. So let's go into. We might have a little bit more work to do for the system logos. I'm not sure. But it's great that they're available for download now, too. Because right now, all we're downloading for systems is just the um, just the video. We're not downloading anything, any images for systems. But now that I know that we can do that, they're available at EmuMovies. We should probably go ahead and do that, because that would solve that gap as well. So we got two gaps filled here. One is the game logos, and the other is the system logos. We had a bunch of system logos, but not we certainly haven't covered them all. Game logos. So let's go to, where's this at? I think this is Big Box. We need LaunchBox, and under, yeah, EmuMovies media type here. Um, Logos is a new EmuMovies type. So I'm going to add a new one here. The general type is image, and the image type is image types.clear logo. Yeah, there we are. All right, so that'll handle it for games, and that's all we need to do to make those logos available for games. That should cover it. Then for system logos, that it might be a little bit different story. We have they're being downloaded right now in the import processes and in the download metadata and images processes. The import process, let's take a look at those. They're happening. Let's check the comments here real quick. Game Room says video scaling for different aspect ratio monitors and resolutions. That's Game Room. Are you talking about VLC for that stuff? Thanks, Stifilus. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, so we shall. So no, I haven't fixed that VLC issue if you're running 16 by 10. Um, are you talking about the background videos, Game Room, or are you talking about a different thing? So this system logo stuff, let's see. Where did I do this? It's probably under the working control. It's where it does all the import processes. We have download EmuMovies. Trying to remember where I did this. I changed it recently. I know it was somewhere in here. Here it is, Video System Intro MP4. So this is one example of it. It's in Download Metadata Background Worker. So this is what's going on in Download Metadata and Images. And if the task that EmuMovies media types contains the system intro, basically, that video, then I'm going to go ahead and process that there. And basically, I guess I'll do the same thing here for the system intro. If task.EmuMovies media types contains, or not system intro, but the system logo, system underscore logo, and for each platform, this makes sure that there's credentials available for EmuMovies, and we probably don't want to overwrite the logos that already exist. So we should check to make sure that that they don't exist. So platform.get platform clear logo image paths dot length dot count equals 0. Now I want to check to make sure this doesn't return null. Yeah, it just returns an empty list. That's good. Okay, so if we don't have any clear logo images already for the particular platform, then we're going to go ahead and this is report progress. This is what displays the status on the screen. Message downloading platform logo. Platform.name. This.get EmuMovies platform logo URL. If not, string that is null or empty URL. Then we download the file. Get new platform. So this is to get us a new file path. Get new platform. We might need to add one here for this, actually. So let's go into get new platform video path. Yeah, there's nothing there right now. Public string get new platform logo path string URL. String folder equals path.combine application.startup path platforms, no, images, and then platforms. And if copy this, then return path.combine folder utilities.coerce valid file name. There's a way to do this though, because we need to be able to support multiple images and stuff, and that's not the right way to do it. Game images folder path. Well, then this is what I should be running. Get platform clear logo folder path. Oh yeah, and then the way this works is the images can just be called whatever they want in that folder. So this isn't the way we want to do it. This dot get platform clear logo folder path. And then string folder equals this dot get platform clear logo folder path. We need path.combine. I'm just going to cheat here. And we need the extension. But what we can do is we're going to just do utilities dot coerce valid file name, and we're going to do the name of the platform, this dot name, plus this guy right here, which gets us the file extension. Okay, so that'll be the name of the file. And then if file.exists, why did I do folder? There we go. Path, then what? I'm going to append something to it. What I'm going to say is I'm going to do while file.exists path path equals path. Oh man, I gotta trim off the extension and add something. It's a pain in the butt. Hey Vissy, welcome. Sure, okay, game room, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's something we could certainly do today. Take a look at. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. That could be pretty lengthy, but certainly something we can look at. Basically, just figuring out the aspect ratio of the monitor and then adjusting the video. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. We might have to change the engine in order to support that. So I don't know. We might be able to take a quick look at that, see if that's feasible. So path equals why don't we do this instead? String extension equals this guy right here. If file.exists path plus extension, while file.exists path plus extension, path plus equals just do a -1 on the end of it. Okay, and then that should just append to the file name until the file doesn't exist is all. And then we can say return path plus extension. That's the smart way to do it. I don't really like the way I'm doing that necessarily, but it works. And it's not common that you're going to have more than one platform clear logo, so I'm not really that worried about it. Basically, it's just going to, if you had a bunch of them, it would be named poorly, but you're not likely to have a bunch of different platform clear logos. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, so I think it'll be fine. Get new platform logo path. All right. So there is that. And if we have an exception, error could not download EmuMovies platform logo. So now we need to fill in all of these different messages. So I'll go ahead and do that. Shouldn't be that difficult. Should go pretty quick. Where am I at though? I need properties strings. I'm going to drag this over to my other monitor so I can do this quickly without having to come back and forth. Message downloading platform logo, which was previously downloading EmuMovies platform logo for 0. Downloading EmuMovies platform logo for. Okay, that's good. And then get EmuMovies platform logo URL. That's a method we need to add. And then error could not download EmuMovies platform logo. Excuse me. Error could not download EmuMovies platform logo. Could not download EmuMovies platform logo 0. we go. So now we just got to implement that method. So let's go to that definition, and we can add one next to it. Private string get EmuMovies platform logo URL, string platform, list of string errors. I really should probably just copy paste this because it's going to be mostly the same. Okay, if we don't have a user ID, we return null. If we have a platform, and sure, we already did this in the other part, but that's okay. Dot get platform clear logo image paths dot count is greater than 0. Then we don't do anything there. The error description, EmuMovies wrapper dot get platform logo. I'm going to need another method there too, aren't I? Platform out error description. Could not log in. Parsing error, no error, return null. That works for me. So next, let's implement get platform logo. Next to get platform video. I'm just going to copy this whole method. We log in. We get the systems. And instead of doing video system intro MP4, we do, what was it? System underscore logo. And I think that's it. That should be all we need to do. So then this should be working. And oops. Yeah, this is it. Go back to our reference here where we're calling that. And I think we just need to copy this same stuff down to imports as well, and we'll be good to go. Here we are. ROM import background worker. This is the same stuff right there. This is a little bit simpler here though. Because the reason for that is because we're only working with one platform. That makes sense in this case. So I think we should follow the structure up here for this one. Let's go ahead and except in the if statement we need to check this, and then That's fine. Okay. Contain system logo, and we have login credentials, and either the platform doesn't exist in the data currently, or the platform doesn't have any clear logos. There we go. Now, we add the platform if it doesn't exist. Then get platform logo path. Wait a minute. Nope, that's not right. I think we're checking for that twice. Because well, no, because if you add the platform, you need to check again. That's why we're checking again. So we need to do the count thing again here. So get, just in case the files already existed, get platform clear logo image paths dot count equals 0. Then we continue. Report progress message downloading platform logo. Get EmuMovies platform logo URL. If it's not empty, we download the file. Get new platform logo path URL. Error could not download EmuMovies platform logo. Alright, I think that's it. Let me, I'm going to run a search for this right here to make sure I didn't miss another spot where we need to add it. And then finally, I think we're done adding this stuff for the system logos and the game logos for EmuMovies. That's great. So there's one here it looks like I missed. The DOS import background worker. Makes sense. And the Windows import background worker as well. But those should be very similar. So and it's only one platform, so we can just copy what we did for. So this is the metadata one. And then here's the ROM one we just did. So we can basically copy this here. And then go down to, this is DOS import. We are going to have to change some stuff. So if tasks EmuMovies media types that contain system logo, and we have credentials, and we just need to change task.platform to MS-DOS, I think is the only thing we need to do. So I'm just going to do a search and replace, make it easy on myself. Task.platform becomes, quote, MS-DOS, quote, replace. And I think that'll do it for us. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing for the Windows one, or this was DOS, yeah. And then down one more, we have the Windows import background worker. And so we paste it right here, and we just have to replace it all with Windows instead of MS-DOS. That should do it. Cool. Let's build it. Visi, game background images in Big Box are filling the whole screen. Is it supposed to be like that? Game background images in Big Box are filling the whole screen. Yeah, background images should definitely be filling the whole screen. Uh, for instance, NES games. Are you? Yeah, you're referring to aspect ratio? I assume, Visi. So what we suggest be done with parts that doesn't fill, meaning the image is left aligned and then there's a blank part on the right hand side. So you want left aligned images that don't fill the whole screen, is what you're saying. Yeah, that's by design. For the background images, ideally you don't want them to stretch, as far as like corrupt the aspect ratio. Um, you want them to fill the screen, and so what we've and for fan art that works best. Um, Obviously, though, if you've got like screenshots in the background or something like that, that isn't ideal. Um, let's be nice, Stifilus. Don't be mean. There's no reason to be mean. But I agree. It's not a good idea for it to have the black bars. But for screenshots or something like that, somebody who wants to display screenshots in the background, it's a problem because if you cut off the top and bottom of the screenshots or the left and right edges of the screenshots, so I mean that's just not a good idea either. So it depends on the type of image. So there's definitely some stuff we could do to improve on that. But yes, I'm mostly happy with what we have right now. I think it's the best solution for the majority of people. It's only when you switch up the types of images in the background that it gets kind of iffy. Hey, Static Fade, welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for the purchase. Awesome. Well, welcome to the stream. All right, so that said, Visi, I'm not sure if there's a ticket for that, but as usual, if you want to put in a ticket, that'd be awesome. And then, because basically, I think what we should do, we definitely need to provide customization options for that. That's not a common request, but that has come up from time to time. Um, basically, what we need to do is add some customization options as to how to handle that kind of stuff. Because there's three options there. One thing you can do is you can just chop off the edges like we're doing right now. Another thing you can do is stretch the image, so ignore the aspect ratio, which is basically what we're doing for the videos. And finally, you can just have the black bars. Hey, Doss, welcome. All right, so what we're doing right now, guys, just to give you a quick heads up, is we just added EmuMovies system logos and also game logos for the wheels. Um, Circo graciously was able to get that stuff from Hyperspin. Um, he pulled that off, which is awesome, and he's got it all in there now, and we're implementing that in LaunchBox so that everybody can finally get automatic downloads for the wheels from EmuMovies, and for both the platform wheel and the game wheels. Static Fade, is there a way to have box art on SNES or NES, etc., and screenshots on arcade? Customize each system. That's another thing that I've kind of wanted to do for this release. So we could even do that today, actually, Static Fade. That's something that's worth tackling. That's a common request ever since we added the support for switching between the image types, and that's also something I've wanted as well. So yeah, I think that might be a good thing to tackle today, actually. So speak up, guys, if you don't think we should spend time on that. But I think that's something we're going to go ahead and do today. I don't really feel like working on the LaunchBox Games database as much as LaunchBox, so just today. So I think maybe that's a good thing to tackle. Just the ability to have a different image type selected for every single platform. So that's a good idea. Different image type for every platform. I don't think that'll be too difficult. I'm not quite sure, though. We'll see. All right, so we're built. Let me go ahead and start up LaunchBox here. well, well, thank you, Static Fade. I appreciate it. All right. If I gotta drag this over here so you guys can see it. Let me go to my platforms. Oops. Let's see. Flyers for your arcade games. What IDE? Development environment. This is Visual Studio. I assume that's what you mean. Welcome, dog, by the way. All right, so um, what were we doing? EmuMovies. I kind of need to use my test environment for this, though. I don't want to mess anything up, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to close this out, and we'll do an import and test this stuff. The other thing I want to do is put in uh, my test credentials that are um, not premium credentials, because I subscribe to EmuMovies or the normal credentials. I want to change those up to use my fake unsubscribed or non-paid EmuMovie subscription. So this is in German right now. Let me switch it up to English. Sure, we do some web development from time to time on the LaunchBox Games database, dog. But feel free to ask me some questions. We can talk about some stuff if you'd like. But right now, yeah, I'm working on Windows development stuff, WPF and Windows Forms. But my recommendation for web development is to use MVC these days. ASP.NET MVC. All right. So we should just import some. Well, no. First thing I need to do is go into my options, and under EmuMovies, we need to change my creds. Um, let's test those, make sure they work. Oh, come on. Oh, these are straight from Circo. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, maybe I just don't have a password. I probably just need to reset my password for that account. All right. Bah. He didn't give me the password. He gave me the email and the username. So I've got to look up my password to reset it or something. So give me a second on that. I'm sorry. Um, so sign out. Where do I sign out? I know the user ID is going to be Jason Test. Sign in. Forgot password. Okay. We're going to be testing all the Circo systems today. Got my email from EmuMovies. Reset my password. All right, now in theory, should work. That's more promising. Not sure why it's taken so long. There we go. Successfully logged into EmuMovies. So that's a free account. And now we can test everything with a free EmuMovies account. And Circo made a change recently to enable, basically removed all the restrictions for images in free accounts across the board. There's no more bandwidth limits, no more problems there at all, which is great. That's so great, because that solves the problem of people hitting a wall. They download too much data, hit a wall, and then get a bunch of errors. Because previously the API didn't have any good way to handle that scenario, but now we don't need it because it just works. The only thing you can't download is videos. So that's great. So here we are. Let's do an import. Let's run an import here. I'm going to grab, I'm just going to go to my LaunchBox folder. And let's say go grab something I don't have in this instance. I need, I'll open the images folder. That'll give me the path to my debug LaunchBox installation. And then I'm just going to check to see what I've, oh man, I got a bunch of crap in here. We need to clear this out. We'll just delete the images folder. How many gigs do I have in here? 1 gig is all. Alright, and then I'm deleting all media so it can be re-downloaded basically. Maybe I might delete all the games as well so I can start over with a fresh LaunchBox so I don't have anything extra in here. And of course this is in use because we have it open, so let me close it out and try again. And I'm also going to, wow, come on, what are you doing? Going to want to delete manuals and music and videos and games as well, so make sure we're all the way cleaned out. Yep. There it is. So then we'll go and start LaunchBox back up here. And we'll go through and delete the games. We probably won't have any images showing up because we deleted the cache and everything. There it is. So we'll go to all and just delete. Yes. ROM files, no. Options. As a matter of fact, I don't want to allow deleting ROMs in my test instance here because it's dangerous. Alright, so, and this is driving me nuts. We got Ollie or whatever, whatever language that is, I don't know. I'm going to go to sidebar and change that back to all. That happens when you change languages. Alright, so, here we go. Now, in my LaunchBox, my regular LaunchBox installation, for example, I have a bunch of Nintendo 64 games. And we'll do star.zip there, and I'm going to just drag these over. ROM files. This is Nintendo 64. If I could find it, there it is. And it doesn't matter what emulator I use. We're going to use the files in the current location. Sure. We don't really want to download any of these. Next. And I don't want to download all this stuff, but we do have logos showing up. So the API is sending us a message saying logos are available, which is excellent. I'm going to only download logos, and hopefully that should work for us and go relatively quickly. You also notice that videos don't show up for us here simply because we're not a premium EmuMovies account. So that's good as well. Should be good to go. It's going to download an updated metadata package from the LaunchBox Games database. It's searching EmuMovies for logos media. We do get an error here. And I think this is the error. Yeah, here we go. Exactly. Good. So this is the error that we need to fix. This happens for everybody who isn't a premium member. They're getting this error. So this is what I need to figure out how to circumvent. This is happening. Error occurred while trying to parse EmuMovies for system video, system intro, MP4 media. So I don't know exactly where I'm gonna. I should walk through that process. We can do that after this is done. It shouldn't take too long, and we can confirm that we get the clear logos at least. All right, we got some good comments going here. Let's see. Dog currently learning the stack of how do you even pronounce that? Django? I'm not sure. And AngularJS, if you know those technologies. I know Angular. Django I've heard of, but I really don't even know what that is, to be honest. Static Fade, can you copy your LaunchBox install and all the setup, etc., and copy it to another machine? Set up everything on one PC to see how it worked, and now I want to move it to my arcade cabinet. Hoping I can just install LaunchBox, Big Box, and then copy my folders over to that machine, and it will work. Absolutely, yeah. That's a huge plus to LaunchBox. You can just, as long as, well, the easiest way to make sure that you'll be able to do that is to put everything inside of your LaunchBox folder. If you put all your games, all your emulators, and everything else inside your LaunchBox folder, then you're guaranteed for everything to work. You can just copy the stuff over to a new computer, and it's just gonna work. So yes. Otherwise, if you've got things placed around your drives, you're gonna have to make sure everything's in the same exact spot and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's meant to be portable, and that's exactly what portable means, to make it so you can copy it anywhere. What I do in that situation is I use Dropbox, and Dropbox gives me a terabyte of space. And what I can do is I can put my entire collection in Dropbox, and then I can work on my collection on my desktop, and it automatically syncs back to my arcade cabinet. And so it's just automatic, which is really great. If you have the money to spend on Dropbox, it's definitely worth it. But it is something like $20-something a month, unfortunately, for the terabyte of space. So that is an option, or you can do it manually and it'll just work. Hey, Splinter Cell, welcome. Shark Boy, where do people get videos if not subscribed to EmuMovies? They are available all over the place, torrents and stuff, but I don't have a good source other than EmuMovies. Usually they come from EmuMovies, so keep that in mind. EmuMovies builds all these images or all these videos themselves, or at least a large part of them. They've literally built them themselves. This isn't stuff they've just taken from places. They put a lot of work into building this stuff. So you can find them elsewhere, of course, but do keep in mind that EmuMovies puts in all the effort to build these things. Pac-Man. Yes, you can copy your LaunchBox folder to your arcade cabinet. Do that all the time between a workstation and arcade cab. Yep. Cool. Can you use RoboCopy to do that? Sure. Exclude the image cache folder. That's a good idea. I I hope you're kidding, Static Fade. Don't keep buying copies. I'm sure you're kidding. Hey, Rincewind, welcome. All right, so here we are. And oh, I just said don't keep the games because I'm a dummy. All right, well, oh well, the images are all going to be there. So if we go to my debug instance here, we can go into images and take a look at Nintendo 64, and we should have clear logos for all these games coming from EmuMovies. Look how beautiful that is. That makes me happy. We have 284 of them, which, how many? I had 303 selected, so that's not too bad. We got 284 out of 303. One thing I want to work on with Circo is getting 100% coverage for the games, because the one challenge we have with the EmuMovies API is the vast majority of them are found, but the thing is he's got data in there for everything, and it's not able to find everything, so it's not perfect as far as the matching algorithms. It never gets it wrong, but sometimes it doesn't find it. So that's another thing we need to work on with EmuMovies to make that whole process cleaner. But this is an excellent move forward. So we have the logo images, the uh, system logos. Let me check to see if we can pull a system logo. The only thing with that is we already had Nintendo 64 system logos. So I should look. So under images, platforms. Oh, interesting. Where's my platforms under images? I guess we don't have that yet. Huh. That throws me for a little bit of a loop. Oh, because we didn't even import the games. That's the problem. Fool. I clicked the wrong button. Alright, so we'll come back to that though. We'll come back to that after we change the credentials back to my official credentials. So let me go close out of this. And the next thing I want to do is try and fix that error message that we're getting. So where's that happening is the question. I think that's happening in this. Well, no, because it's being sent over to. It's obviously, I mean, it's happening in these little sections, and we have a try catch. Error could not download EmuMovies platform video. With a parsing exception. I think it's happening in this get EmuMovies platform video URL. So I think I'm going to go ahead and walk through this so I have a good idea. I'll go ahead and debug that whole process so I can check exactly what's going on and make sure I've got the right spot. Yeah, that's a huge win. It really is. That's great. All right, so I am going to basically do the same stupid process here. We're going to drag over all my N64 ROMs. ROM files, Nintendo 64. Doesn't matter. Not going to select any images to download this time. And I'm not going to select anything to download there. Oh, crap. Because I didn't have anything on my list, it didn't even bother with it. That makes sense. No. Bah. Here we go again. ROM files. Nintendo, if I could type, Nintendo 64. So we'll go ahead and select logos again. Okay, it's going to run through logos media. Oh, yeah, see, I put a breakpoint in here and it didn't even hit it. So something is going wrong before that. That's why I'm debugging. I'm running the import process, the ROM import process. So we'll go down to that part and start there and see what we get. We'll go ahead and keep our games this time. And under image type, we'll show the clear logos. Let's do this again. Let's try a different platform. Let's do my small Wii collection. Nintendo Wii. Dolphin, yeah. Don't want any images. We'll just do logos again. All right. So, wow, it didn't even. Oh, I get it. I still know what's going on now. I think. Maybe. Maybe not. It doesn't even run this stuff. Ah. Get EmuMovies downloads. It doesn't have the error yet, is what I'm curious about. Yeah, we already have the error at this point. Wow, this is proving difficult to trace. The error doesn't mean anything. It's not causing any trouble, but I still want to get it fixed because it doesn't look good to have that error sitting there for everybody. And I keep getting it reported. So how do I track this? What is the issue? Where's this happening? Well, let's take a look at that. I need to read the error message. It was dumb. All right, one more time. Here we go. We'll do PlayStation. Just a few PlayStation ROMs. Doesn't matter. Logos only. Now we have the breakpoint still set. Yes. All right. Okay, now the error we're getting, an error occurred while trying to parse EmuMovies for an error occurred while trying to parse EmuMovies for system video. Okay, where is that? Error occurred. Error parsing. I gotta look that up in strings. My daughter's screaming outside my door. Figures. An error occurred while trying to parse EmuMovies. So value. An error occurred while trying to parse EmuMovies. So error parsing EmuMovies. Error parsing, and that's not in here. So this is happening somewhere else. It must be happening in EmuMovies wrapper. Error parsing EmuMovies. Here we are. So this is search bulk. All right. and get platform logo. Aha. All right, so it could be happening in the actual, it could be happening there, or it could be happening in search bulk. So we'll do a check to figure out where it's happening. Platform video, search bulk, get platform logo. It's not happening in. All right. So we got breakpoints in there. Let's figure it out. Oh, goodness sakes. Windows and their stupid pop-up issues. That's frustrating. Oh, it's on the other screen. All right. So we added our PlayStation stuff. Interesting. It didn't find anything. I wonder why that is. I'll have to look into that. Odd. It's possible they don't have them, but well, yeah, maybe he just Circle probably just didn't add the clue logos for PlayStation. I guess that's all I can figure. That's another thing to look into later, though. Let's go into. I'm just going to import a few, not my whole collection, but a few NES games here. ROM files, Nintendo Entertainment System. Doesn't matter. Current location, none, none, and we'll select logos, next, next, finish. Searching for logos media. We already have our error, and it's oh, this is frustrating. It's not breaking on our, so apparently this is happening somewhere else that I'm not finding. Strings.error parsing EmuMovies. Oh, it's let's just put a breakpoint on all of them, and I'm gonna have to do this whole thing again. So that's covered, that's covered, that's covered, that's covered, that's covered. Goodness sakes. I'm going to say no, and we'll do that again. Now what am I doing? Nintendo Entertainment System. I didn't expect this error to be this difficult to fix. Every once in a while you run into something that just drives you nuts. There it is. Finally, we found it. All right, so it's happening in search bulk. And aha, okay. We parse the bulk value. Okay, all right. So apparently we're not doing this if, yeah, we need to only do this if we're supposed to. That's the issue. So we'll go ahead and stop this. We now know exactly where we need to fix it. I think it's only happening in search bulk, which is good. Now, so basically what we need to do is if search values types for each system and systems, media types types. I see. So if types dot contains video system intro MP4, in other words, if it was selected for us to download, then we do it. Otherwise, we skip that process. And right now I'm just doing it every single time, which is the problem. So that's a simple fix now that I found it. All right, let's build it. Test that one final time, and then we'll go ahead and re-enable um, my premium EmuMovies account and test the remaining pieces, and we'll be done with this EmuMovies stuff finally once and for all. Stiflus. You're welcome, Stiflus. Appreciate that. That's great to hear. You're welcome. I'm not sure how to say your name, and I won't butcher it for you, uh, NCC, but welcome, and you're very welcome. I mean, did not see you attached to the LaunchBox process. Oh, yeah, it was basically we just hit the start button. There's two ways to do a debug session. One is just to hit the start button, and one is to attach to a process. And depending on which folder I'm using, yeah. Um, I do both methods sometimes. But thank you. Thanks for keeping an eye out on that because uh, because sometimes I do miss that kind of thing. Splinter Cell, what do you mean when you extract the giveaway? I'm sorry, I'm not following. When did I do the giveaway? We just did the giveaway over the weekend. The email that went out on Saturday had a giveaway in it, giveaway contest thing, and I sent out the licenses last night. All right, so I think I've already built this, but do it one more time and then we'll hit start. All right, so we're doing this one more time. Gonna import NES, just a few games. Nintendo Entertainment System. Parsing EmuMovies. Come on, come on. There it is. We'll do logos. We still have those breakpoints that we'll have to clear. Oh, really, we shouldn't have to because they're not going to error anymore. Finish. There it is. No more errors. Woot. So now we're going to go into Tools, Options, and we're going to go into EmuMovies and change these credentials to the proper credentials. Which I got to look up here. I forgot to pray this morning, guys. I keep doing that. Whoops. Well, I will pray here in a second. There it is. So this deepest seed moniker of mine is my my gamer tag basically, and it's funny because I get flack for that gamer tag. I've even had like companies refuse to allow me to use that gamer tag because they think it's sexual or something stupid like that, and it's not. It's it's not. It's actually scripture, believe it or not. The deepest seed still finds the light of day, is what that's from. Has nothing to do with sex. But that's my gamer tag, and it's funny that I use scripture to come up with my gamer tag, and it's not approved by so many different places. Just kind of funny. All right, so we have a premium EmuMovies account now. Um, just so I don't forget, let's say a quick prayer here, because I don't want to forget that here. Oh Lord, thank you for the good progress we've made so far today. Help us to continue in this uh, and keep making good progress and wrapping things up for the 6.4 release. And bless our conversations going forward. Um, Thank you for being here with us and guiding me and everything you do for all of us on a daily basis. Thank you, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. So now that we have a premium EmuMovies account, I'm going to want to re-import some of the stuff. I'm going to do SNES since I haven't done that yet. We're going to give a test there. I want to make sure we still get the system videos since I added that code. And then also we want to test what else did we want to test? We've already confirmed we've got the system. Well, we haven't tested the system logos yet, really. But we kind of need an obscure platform for that. I'm not sure. We'll see. Grab some SNES ROMs. Super Nintendo. Doesn't matter. We'll download clear logos. So now in EmuMovies, odd, I'm not getting videos to show up here. Why is that? Super Nintendo definitely has videos. There's no question there. Maybe I don't know, honestly. Maybe switching credentials has issues. That's all I can figure. Let me try and close out and start it back up. Hopefully that's not too much of an issue. Nobody's really going to be switching credentials back and forth, so wouldn't surprise me if there's some kind of issue there that nobody's ever discovered before. It also could be that EmuMovies has some sort of caching thing that is getting in the way there as well. I'm not sure. There it is. So I'm guessing that there's some caching stuff in the EmuMovies API, and so if you change credentials, you better you better restart LaunchBox. Is probably what's going on. No big deal. I don't think that's going to be a common scenario, so I'm not even going to call that a problem. So we have the videos. We're going to go ahead. I've only got a few images and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave it all checked for this test. We grab everything, but only the stuff from EmuMovies. I don't think we're grabbing anything from... What the heck? Let's grab everything from everywhere, from the LaunchBox Games database as well. I've only got 14 games selected, so it shouldn't take too long. And we'll go. Downloading EmuMovies platform video for Super Nintendo Entertainment System. That's a good sign. That means we didn't break the platform video downloads. And it's skipping the logo because we already have a logo for SNES. So that's the only thing we're going to have to test after this, I think. And there it goes, grabbing the video. Good, yeah. Martin Looks like good work on 6.4. We'll watch on YouTube tomorrow if it's uploaded, but just want to drop in and say hi. Hey, Martin. Ilyath is now hosting for you up to 7 viewers. Interesting. I don't even know what that means. Never seen that before here. Static fade. It takes about 15 minutes before you see them. That happened to me yesterday. Interesting. Okay. So well, that could be because of an upgraded account. That makes sense. Sure. I'm not sure that's what we're seeing here, to be honest, because we didn't just upgrade the account, we switched accounts. But who knows? I don't really have any idea. But thanks, Statifade. That does make sense when upgrading to a EmuMovies premium account. Shouldn't be too much longer here, and this will be done. We probably didn't need to do all that, but I like to run the whole process just to make sure nothing else is ARI. Yeah, for sure. Agreed. Thanks, Static fade. Anybody know what it means when someone is hosting? It says Twitch says Ilyath is now hosting you for up to 7 viewers. I don't know what that means. That's in my my comment feed, although it's not showing up in the video. Doesn't look like. I'm not a Twitch expert. Their channel shows your channel. Okay. Well, that's cool. Oh yeah, so it's the thing where they're broadcasting what I'm doing on their channel. Okay. Thank you, Illuminus. I appreciate that. Almost there. Boom. SNES. There's our boxes. And let's take a look at the image folders now. Whoa. I've seen that before. Where have I seen that? Why am I seeing it here? It's having trouble playing the music files. If I remember correctly, this only happens when I'm in a debug session, which is really stupid, and I don't really know why. But I think that's only an error in the debug session. Last time I had that error. So I'm not going to try and troubleshoot that right now. I'm just going to turn off autoplay music. Basically, it's saying it can't talk to Windows Media Player in order to play the music tracks, because these have music tracks now, and when you select them, I had autoplay music on. So I don't know, but let's just open the images folder. So this is the SNES images folder. We should have clear logos for all these for the most part. These 3 came from the LaunchBox Games database. And we have videos, I assume, as well. Although, no, this is premium. I'm surprised videos aren't showing up over here on the right. I guess I should check the videos folder. Yeah, we have the videos. Maybe they're not displayed by default. I don't remember. Sidebar. Game details. Yeah, video was unchecked. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like that by default. And if it is, maybe I should change that. Interesting. All right. So I'm happy there. The only thing that we haven't tested really is the EmuMovies system logos. And the reason why we haven't tested that is because we have default system logos already in there for all the common platforms. So I need to look at what all we've got system logos for. Go ahead and stop this. In my properties, we have platform clear logos here, and we have a lot of them. See all these? So we have to find a platform that we don't have already, basically. We do have a lot of them. It's funny that some of these look like they've got black backgrounds here. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they don't. But anyways, what's a platform that we don't have that we could test downloading the platform logo for? That's a good question. We've got a lot. There was one somebody mentioned to me recently. Trying to remember what that was. Anybody got any ideas? Amiga. Yeah, it was Amiga. That's what it was. Well, we have Amiga, but we don't have Amiga CD32. PC Engine, Tato Type X. That's what it was right there. All right. Well, and I'm not an expert on those platforms, but hopefully we can fake it at least. Tato, whatever. I'm gonna do Taito because that's the one I heard recently. You know what? I have a big platforms list too. That's dumb. I can just look at that. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pretend that some SNES ROMs are Taito, and I think that should work for us. The ROM files and the platform Taito Type X. Of course, we don't have that in our platforms list. And so scrape as shows up, and that's not going to do us any good, so we'll leave that blank. And we'll pretend that Dolphin's going to work. Use the files on the current location. Most of this stuff doesn't matter. We don't want too many images. You know what, though? I'm not sure that EmuMovies even has Taito Type X. I didn't think about that. That's an important thing. If EmuMovies doesn't have the platform, then that's not gonna. But it looks like they do, from what I can tell. There's a system intro. Um, Although I'm not seeing system logo show up here. Did it show up before though? It doesn't really matter either way. But interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. Actually, I don't want to download everything. Let's get the system intro. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it didn't find it. I'm wondering if EmuMovies even has that platform. So let's try this again. Let's try a different one. I'm going to go, we'll do the same thing and we'll take a look at the list of platforms and see what we don't have images for. What about, do we have Nintendo Wii U? I don't know that EmuMovies is going to have that either though. Tandy TRS-80. That's the thing. In order to test this, I might have to. This might actually be fairly moot anyways, since we've got so many of these clear logos. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. RCA Studio 2. Yeah, but who knows what EmuMovies has? Forget this. I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. I'm just gonna assume that's working, and somebody will report it if it isn't. I'm not sure anybody's actually gonna use that because we have all these already. So I don't know, and they're not necessarily as good as the ones from EmuMovies though. So we should check that. I'm not sure. These come built into all these current ones come built into LaunchBox. They come with LaunchBox. So I don't know if we want to change that up or what, but that's something to think about, something to discuss. But that's for later. It's not a big deal either way, really. It does have it, and they have. How about Radio Shack's Pong game player? And they have videos as well. Tato Type X is listed under Arcade PC on EmuMovies. I see. Okay. So there are some things that we need to better map up the platforms too for EmuMovies. That's something else to think about, something else to do. It's completed a full set of flyers. Nice. And wheels. I can send you a copy if you want, or should I add them to the Games TV? Yeah, I would love to get that stuff on the Games database. If you send me the full package, I should be able to batch upload them, but it might take me a little while in order to find the time to get that done. So that's up to you. It's obviously it's going to take a long time to upload them one by one to the Games database. So you might be able to get them up quicker that way. Otherwise, if you send me a batch package Stifilus, that's awesome too. It just might take me a week or two to get the stuff uploaded, because I have to go through and manually run the SQL and all that stuff in order to make that happen. And I'd like to build a tool to make it easier for me to batch upload things, and then possibly even hand that tool out to some trusted people. But I'm not sure about that yet. We'll have to see. But yeah, good stuff, guys. So EmuMovies is good to go. Again, thank you to Circo for that. That's awesome. I'm happy with that now. Let's put that stuff in the changelog so I don't forget. Improvement. System clear logos. System and or platform and game clear logos are now available from EmuMovies and downloadable in LaunchBox. Yay! And then fixed non-premium EmuMovies members were always seeing a single error when importing games. Something like that. That's good enough. Alright, so that's the one thing, the submission comments for changes. We did get, I have some details here from, I'm not sure who this is from, I'm trying to remember, that I was trying to interpret. So the bugs are always priority, of course, because we're trying to put out 6.4. There's a couple bugs here that I'd really like to get fixed if we can. We'll see how it goes. With skipping details on, this is in Big Box obviously, with skipping details on, with a button that can go into the details, which is a feature I asked for years ago, yeah. Backing out of the details screen results in the music not playing. Okay. If the details has a video, the video turns off when you press the back button, and then you have to press the back button again to get out of the details screen. Video still doesn't play when you're back in the game's view. But actually it does just the first millisecond of the vid, then a couple seconds pass, and that first millisecond of the vid plays again. Yuck. The millisecond from that vid can be heard even on other games that don't have the video periodically. This might have been already fixed, but I'm not sure. You are getting that. That's great, Doss. You can help me figure out how to replicate this. I think this is VLC only, if I remember correctly. I think. Well, let's start up Big Box, and I'll see if I can replicate this. So this is when you go into the details manually, and you have skip details on. Let's Screen tearing. Oh, oh. Hey, Chris. I missed that comment. There's a weird video flicker, like screen tearing sort of thing going on every once in a while. Just so you know, it might just be me. Odd. That I've never seen before, guys. Uh, um, Screen tearing. Is that where's the screen tearing show up? Like in the background videos or somewhere else? Or are you talking about the stream? Ah, the stream. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Weird. And you guys haven't seen that before, huh? No worries. That must be new today then, huh? Okay. Well, that stinks. Well, hopefully the video is recording decent despite that. Or the actual video I'm recording at the same time is recording properly, so it'll be all right on YouTube. Okay. So I mean how horribly is it affecting the stream? Weird. Yeah, whatever. We'll just keep going. I don't know what. I don't honestly. I don't have any idea why that would be happening. Strange. Let's load up Big Box on my second monitor. I need to get rid of these. Good old Dropbox. It's like every 5 seconds. Eek. Huh. All right. Oh yeah, we got these dumb. Twitch is messing with the videos. Forgot about that. So maybe the video issues are related. I've got some kind of weird issue with video drivers and videos and stuff on with Twitch. I don't have these issues when Twitch isn't running, but when I'm running Twitch, I have these issues. All right, or not Twitch, but OBS. OBS is my streaming software. So let's go into. I might be on VLC though, for all I know. No, I'm on Windows Media Player. I'll switch to VLC because we want to test that particular issue. All right, come on. It's loading the VLC engine because I just changed the video player engine. There we go. And see, VLC works, so of course we've got the bar on the bottom. So they were saying if I load up N64, for example, um, and I need a key for details. I can't remember what that was. What did I put that as? Go into my keyboard mappings. Um, show game details screens mapped to P. So then if I go into, doesn't matter, go to NES, and then load up a particular game, press P to go in the game details. The video is playing. Ah, I see. So that's an issue with VLC only, I believe. Not going to be a fun one to fix, but I probably should fix that. Okay, that's good to know. Or maybe not. Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it other than to stop the stream and restart it. But whatever. It could be because we're using crazy high bit rates. We're using a bit rate that's higher than recommended. Hmm. Hey, K Money, welcome. All right. So with VLC, when you go back, we have a playback issue for the videos. I think it only happens, well, one question is this. Let's go into options and go into, yeah, general, and tell it to stop skipping the game details screen, because I'm curious if it still happens in that situation. Go into Super Nintendo. Oops, wrong button. And then we go back. Yeah, it does. It doesn't have anything to do with skipping the game details. It's just anytime you go back to the games lists from your. Oh, great! And guess what? We just locked up. Figures. I still have VLC issues to resolve. That's for sure. All this stuff is all related to the VLC engine, which is a big pain in the butt. I don't really know why we're having so many issues with the VLC implementation. But anybody on the stream, by the way, if you're in Big Box and you're having some of these types of issues, switch to Windows Media Player because Windows Media Player has been much more stable. If that works for you, I'm getting so frustrated with the VLC stuff. It's just like sooner or later I'm gonna just say forget it. We're not gonna use it anymore because I've put so much effort into it and it just keeps getting more and more difficult to keep it working properly. Of course, we are also making it do more and more with the background videos and all that stuff. But once we get the videos stable, it'll be good because I'm sick and tired of messing with the videos, man. But anyways, back to VLC stuff. I'm not sure that I want to tackle that right now, though. That's always frustrating every time I get into VLC stuff. Build your own video player. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh yeah, VLC is definitely causing more problems than Windows Media Player ever did. The only issue with Windows Media Player is well, there's a couple issues. The one is that the codec support isn't great, but of course you can install codecs. Um, and then the other issue is that, uh, well, unfortunately, Windows Media Player doesn't have very good staying power right now. The next version of Windows might come out and they might drop it completely, for all I know. And in that case, then we're kind of up a creek with that. But also, it's you have to have Windows Media Player installed, and in Windows 10, and Windows 8, I think even you don't have to install it. It doesn't necessarily always come installed. So yeah, I hope Windows Media Player works for most users too. I think it does for most people, but there are people that have issues with it. And I mean, I've been through big long debug threads where video drivers are just not working. And it's certainly not our problem. It's not our fault that some of these video drivers don't work with the Windows Media Player playback, video playback, but it sucks for those people, you know? So that's why we added the VLC option. But yeah, don't use the VLC option unless you have to. It's just driving me nuts trying to get it all fixed up. And I think I've already made it so that it's not the default, but cool. So should I tackle this VLC stuff that I don't want to tackle? Go into hours of frustration and pain. Well, that lockup, though, if I think about it, that lockup is caused when we get those lockups. It's almost always caused by multiple videos playing at the same time with VLC, which is the cause for that video not playing in the when you back up. So in theory, if I fix the one issue, it should fix the lockup we just saw as well. So that is the good news here. So yes, I should go through and fix this stupid issue. Because basically what happens with the VLC playback engine is somehow or other videos are more than one video is trying to be played at the same time and causes the problem. So that's what I need to resolve. somehow or other. And it's happening on coming back out of the game details. Um, and I have some ideas. This is all going to be inside of view models, the game's lists. Most likely it's going to be, well, let's take a look at wheel games view model on enter. And this is interesting. We're stopping the music, but we're not stopping the videos. And actually, I'm curious if this might not happen in some of the other views. So that's worth testing. Let's give that a shot and see what we got going on for the other views. Yeah, that Teddy, that's usually what I do. Um, I usually try and tackle the cool stuff with you guys and leave the bug fixes to to do on my own so I can scream and yell and nobody has to watch me. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean we're ready to put out 6.4 release, pretty much, and so I kind of want to hold off on implementing too many new things until after that's done. And we need to wrap up the 6.4 release. So this is like top priority right now, fixing these types of bugs. So unfortunately, I'm gonna make you guys suffer through this with me. We might get lucky and get it done here real quick. So give me just a few minutes. Give me like 15 minutes to try and get this fixed before we move on, if you wouldn't mind. This is like top priority. As much as I don't want to work on it, I have to. I've got to get this stuff done. All right. So where are we at? I didn't really need to get into the options. We need to go into a platform and change this view is what I wanted to test. So we have the cover flow view, but there's no video on that one. Let's test this view. If I go into the game details and back out, we have the same problem. That's good to know there. And then let's try this view. Same problem there as well. One more. We'll try this one. Oh, but this it doesn't. Yeah, okay. So yeah, all the views are affected really. I have a feeling if I go and just stop the video when we open this stuff up, stop video. If we're lucky, that's going to fix it just like that. If we're lucky. Yes, Windows Media Player's life expectancy, I'm not sure how long it's going to be around. The thing is, Microsoft does need a better solution because they haven't updated Windows Media Player in I don't know how long. But it's still their recommended solution for WPF video playback. So, come on, Microsoft. They better give us a better solution when they kill off Windows Media Player. So there is hope other than the VLC stuff, but at the same time, I like to have more than one option. Super Nintendo. All right, so, or you know what? Well, for one thing, the video doesn't play. That's one issue. But that's a different issue than having the conflict. So I think, there's a couple of things here. For one thing, I only want to do this if we're using the VLC engine, because Windows Media Player doesn't have any issues. So if program.dataManager.BigBoxSettings.video playback engine equals VLC, then we do that only. and only then. And basically, I'm going to be copying this also into the text games view model on escape. That ends up in games view model base, I think. On escape. Then this checks to see if we're in the menu items. Okay, and not direct to game. Index. Okay, here we stop the... Basically, we're already stopping the video, I think, is what that's doing. Interesting. It should already be stopping this stuff. And we have a thread.sleep in here too to try and prevent these stupid issues. This is on the game details. I don't know. I kind of don't trust this, actually. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm going to run a debug session there. Start up Big Box and then attach to the process. Then we'll go into Super Nintendo and Earthbound. Now back. There it is. Yeah, this is being hit. Has video false. Well, that's the issue. Why is video path is null on the image video view model? Well, it's because, see, this is going to be hard to debug because basically whenever we leave the focus of Big Box, it already does this. It already disables the video. And so we hop into the debug session, and by the time we hit the debug session, the video is gone. So unfortunately, it's not easy to resolve, really. But where are we? Oh, I see. Anyways, I have a feeling, though. I don't know if we're seeing that thread.sleep at all. Let's confirm that. Yeah, the Windows 10 app, movies and TV, I expect uses the same technology, but it's not possible to use that as a library, as far as I know. So that's the challenge with that. I mean, sure they added it. That's great. That's the solution going forward for them, but they're not going to allow programmers to use it. So it's kind of whatever. I don't know. So we hit back. It's definitely not waiting. What it's supposed to do is stop the video and then wait for a second before you go back if you're using the video playback engine, and that doesn't seem to be working. So if I take that out, which puts a delay in there for people, which stinks, but I was running into these issues, so I don't know really how to fix it other than that. But some of the issues that we run into are. Oh, I loaded up on the wrong screen, but whatever. The transitions cause a lot of these issues with the VLC engine, unfortunately. That was interesting. Okay. Oddly, it's still not stopping the video. I don't know why that is. You know what? It's because it's the background. We haven't handled the background here. That's the whole problem. Oh my goodness. Well, I figured this out. Yeah, let's hope DOS. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't watched the speculation on all this stuff in a long time. So here we are. The issue is we have both the background view model and the image video view model. And right now we're using the background videos and not the regular videos. And I never updated this to behave properly in that regard. That's the entire issue, I think. So here we are. Um, if not has video, then what we do is var background video model equals this dot background view model as image video view model. If background view model is not equal to null, then has video equals background video model dot video path is not equal to null, and background video model dot video path is not equal to dependency property dot unset value. That means we have a video. But I'm thinking we should move this out here. And then what we should do is if background video model equals null, we'll say bool has video up here. And then has video equals the one, this is basically the view model for the video that isn't the full screen video, not the background video. And then otherwise, we do this guy, which is the one for the full screen background videos. And then we're setting image video view model equals null, and then we're going to move this right here up here. And then in here we're going to do if we know it's not null at this point, so we can say this dot background view model. Wait, I did this backwards. We're in the wrong spot. Move that down here, and this one needs to go up there, because this means we're working with the image video view model. This means we have a background view model that's not null. This dot background view model equals null. And if I take a look at that property, we already do notify on property change, so that should affect it automatically. We set it to null in that case. And then we have this, which we only need to do in the above case. And down here, well, first of all, we're supposed to set the video path. And then, oh my goodness, and then we do this. All right, so background video model dot video path equals null. Then we set the background view model to null. We set the list view model to null, game details view model to null, and the image path to null. And then we do this. Yeah, I think this is the way it should be finally. I'm not sure if it's going to make the videos automatically play when you go back for VLC, but it will fix, in theory, it'll fix the bug, the crash bug, and then also the video hiccup stuff. So we just built it. Everything built successfully. Let's start up Big Box on my secondary monitor here. I saw some stream from 2 weeks ago when you worked on ROM regions. I was wondering if there'd be a way to group all the different region ROMs under one game entry and be able to choose which one to play. Sure. That is planned, but we don't have that ready yet. There's no functionality in there to do that at this point. Eventually, yes, I want to be able to add allow people to import and then add different versions, different ROM files for the same game and all that stuff. You can manually do that. You can hook that stuff up. You can manually do anything and put as many ROMs as you want on a particular game using additional applications, and that works very well. However, nothing is automatic with that stuff. It's all a manual process. Hey, Great White Moose, welcome back. All right, so we go into the game details. We back off, and it doesn't play it. Yeah, that works. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it works. We just have to get the videos playing again at this point. Moo. All right. So back in our wheel games view model. I do kind of want to test the other ones to see if any of them have the videos start playing again, but I'm guessing they don't. Is there an on activated or something like that? I kind of want to, somewhere this is working, obviously. For example, going back to the platforms list, it works. So I need to just basically copy that logic, whatever we're doing there. Filters, view models, platform wheel, filters, view model base. Nothing there. On activated, we're not doing anything. Yeah. So where on earth? Nothing in any of those. Yeah. I need to figure out what is starting the videos, basically. When you go back. I want to test to see if any of them are already working. I know we already did that, but now that we fixed that other bug. Alright, so we know that view doesn't work. There's no videos in this view. Yeah, it's still not starting the videos in that view. Yep, same thing. Alright. Yeah, so no, none of them are working right now. Basically, we want to restart the videos when you come back to it. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm doing that for the platforms. Because right now, obviously, that works for the platforms. The videos do restart. So where the heck am I doing that is the question. If we go to start here, do I have a start video or anything like that? So apparently we got to go up one. Video. I think the video stuff is in here. Do we have a... So we have stop video. Oh, I know where we're doing it. We're basically just calling selection change timer elapsed when we come back, I think is what's going on, which makes sense. So that's the kind of thing we need to do, I believe. And it just reassigns the video and it goes from there. Okay, now that's coming back to me as far as what we need to do to make that happen properly. Under we'll get wheels working here first, hopefully. But we do need to figure out where it's actually being called. Platform filters view model base. We have 4 references. The selection change timer elapsed. This is when you change the selected filter. Refresh filter. Interesting. Well, this is play. That's not what we want. Okay, yeah. That's not really what I'm looking for either. So whenever we set the selected filter, so maybe we're just resetting the selected filter or something like that. But that doesn't really make sense either. Maybe I'm still not following the right path. Whatever. So on activated, for instance, I take a look at this. Unactivated is called whenever you go back. Except the thing is, like, I'm not sure if on back if we are calling onactivated. Okay. So onactivated is probably the method we want. And so in my wheel gains view model, if I override onactivated, we have this refresh game method basically, which makes sense. So, all right, well, we'll see what happens. Override onactivated. Surprised we don't have a method for that. What's going on there? Wheel gains view model inherits from gains view model base directly. Onactivated. What the heck? We never added onactivated to this? Oh, this inherits from a child view model base. Yeah, we don't have on activated here. Sigh. All right. Main view model. Ah, it only runs it if it's a filters view model base. Well, there's your problem. Okay. I'm still trying to think of the best way to handle this stuff. Because it doesn't seem like we're even doing it like this in platforms. Well, and how is this working for Windows Media Player is another question. Because it does work for Windows Media Player, I think. Maybe I should test that. It must. Of course, we got the streaming issue with the Windows Media Player engine. I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't happen on the other monitor, though. Let me just try it on this monitor here real quick. I'm going to go and change the video playback engine to Windows Media Player. Yeah, and it works fine on this monitor. It's so dumb. I don't get it. All right, and then I'm going into Nintendo 64. I'm going to change the view to the clear logo view. And if I go into, say, Bomberman 64 and back out, it works. Dumb thing. It works for Windows Media Player just fine. Gah. I gotta find the code, the code, whatever I'm doing on the platforms views to fix it. And it's gonna be in platform filters view model base. It kind of has to be. Kind of want to see if this is hit when you back up. I thought it was, but I'm kind of strange that that I can't find the reference to it. Of course, it's going to be hit a lot, which is why I'm loading it up on the second monitor. So you come back and no, that isn't hit. When you go back, that isn't triggered, and yet somehow the videos still work. So, not quite sure why, but we shall figure it out somehow or other. Great White Moose, I don't want to interrupt your own coding style, and I cannot really comprehend your code, of course, but would a separate method called play BG video or something like that makes sense? Yeah, in a lot of cases, these view models obviously are pretty complex, and it's tricky. Um, but yeah, there's always ways I can streamline things. The thing is between the biggest problem that we have is threading. Because everything is we have a very complicated threading system in place in order to get this stuff all working as smoothly as possible. And so it makes it a challenge because a lot of times we need to do things in different orders and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of tricky. Yeah, I could add a method to do it, but the it's not about how to start the video. It's about when to do it, what event to use, and that kind of thing, which is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how I'm doing it right now in the platforms view. And I know it's not happening in selection change timer elapsed, but somewhere, somehow, I'm starting that video back up, and I'm trying to find that, trying to figure that out. There's not much in platform filters view model base. We have our, sure, this is our background view. Our background view model. We set it here. We're not calling it knit, are we? I don't think so. Or I mean, oh no, this is on the view model itself, on the image view model. That's not what I'm talking about. Oh, we might come back to this, guys, later. Pain in the rear. On escape. Stop video. Obviously, this inherits from filters view model base. Video. Stop video. There's not much else in here. There's image video view. And the model. Yeah, I don't know. No problem, Moose. I do appreciate feedback like that. I just gotta, because, you know, every once in a while something really, really helpful comes along. Well, poo. I'm trying to figure out how on earth, Veltaius, I'm trying to figure out how on earth I made this work with the previous stuff. With the filters view models, it works. And with the VLC engine, and it's not working with the games view models, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make it work. I mean, I could code a new solution, but I don't want to do that. I want to figure out why it's working with the existing stuff and use the same solution, because that's the ideal way to solve the issue. But I don't know what I did and why it's working to begin with. So that's the thing that I'm trying to look through right now. Yeah, exactly. There should be a video play call somewhere that is calling the video again when you come back out of the previous view and back into the platforms wheel, ultimately. So, but I mean, and we don't even have unactivated stuff built for the game's view model base stuff. I mean, so I could manually code that and add a new solution and all that stuff, but there is no play method. That's what's tricky. It's not really that. Yeah, ReSharper is awesome, but anyways, I'm basically doing that already. I'm just I'm using the reference stuff in order to find the thing. So if we look at in platform filters view model base, we're setting the videos here in basically like this. We set the background view model equal new image video view model. So basically we're setting a new view model in order to make it happen. So I mean, I can look at that. That's another thing I should test to see if it's just the background videos that aren't working or if it's everything. Pretty sure it's everything. But heck, I should look at that. That's a good thought. Some of the problem here is I'm just starting to lose my mind trying to solve this stupid VLC problem. It's the kind of thing where I'll sit down 2 hours later and find it immediately. Of course. Go back to VLC, and then we'll go into, what am I doing? Going to Super Nintendo. No, I need to go back out into the options and then go to videos again and disable using game background videos and disable using platform background videos as well for right now. And this view doesn't even have the videos on there, but yeah, I should go to a view that does. So we'll use this view and go in, and I want to test to see if you back out here, it doesn't start the videos up here either. That figures. But if you back out here, it doesn't do it. No kidding. So this is an issue in even more places than I thought. So why on earth, though, do the background videos work when the other stuff doesn't? I'm losing my mind. So for example, backing out here, oh, it doesn't. Look at that. I'm crazy. With VLC, that particular thing doesn't work anywhere. I thought it did, and I'm wrong. So I'm looking for something that doesn't exist because I'm dumb. So I do need a new solution. That's my problem. This whole time I thought that worked in the VLC engine, and it doesn't. That's the entire issue. So ultimately, we need, in order to fix that particular issue, the issue, and again, so everybody's following, the issue is that with the VLC video playback engine, when you go back, the videos don't play. And they do automatically for Windows Media Player because Windows Media Player is actually smart and works like it's supposed to. But the VLC engine won't do that. So anytime you back out with a VLC engine, the previous video just doesn't play. And I thought it did, but it apparently doesn't. So, look at that. Oh, we got new commits for MetaVLC. Look at that. Can't unload and reload. When was this committed? No kidding. Ha! Wow. Thank you, Veltaius. That actually, what I'm looking at here, guys, is our MetaVLC library. I've been waiting for this guy to upload this stuff, to update this stuff, but I haven't checked in a while. So he's uploaded some fixes for us, which is good. Very, very good. So this could make things significantly more stable. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna download the latest sources and see what that fixes. This could really help things a lot. Let's hope. Thank you, Veltaius. That's a huge win right there. Let's go ahead and this is worth doing like now. Seriously. I'm gonna download just a zip file of this stuff of the MetaVLC source. And I should probably use WinMerge, I think, because I have made some of my own tweaks to the code, but we'll do a merge operation here. I don't know that this is going to fix this particular issue. It probably won't, but it'll make the VLC stuff, in theory, it'll make the VLC stuff quite a bit more stable in general. So, and we might be able to change things up so that more than one video plays at once, and we can have transitions. So the potential here is significant. I have no idea how much of this stuff is going to be fixed though, so we'll see. But that's exciting, and this is why we do the live streams. Thank you, Veltaius. Again, I appreciate it. Now if my folder structure would just hurry up. There we go. Gonna extract source files. Meta VLC. Master. There it is. And I just put this on my desktop for now. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, whether or not this fixes this particular issue, who knows? But either way, it's going to be it's a win because that's been the biggest issue with this library is it's been iffy as far as the shutting down, restarting thing. Okay, so we have our master stuff here, and I'm going to load up WinMerge. And WinMerge is a utility that will let me basically compare source files. So on the left, I'm going to put the new sources. Let's take a look at the folder structures here and make sure they match up halfway decently. I have this all in this Meta VLC stuff inside of Big Box here. We have interop and WPF. Where was I? WinMerge. Well, there's WPF. And interop is in here. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to have to compare file by file. I can't just use the existing folder structure, darn it. Well, let's take a look at the commits and figure out what files he changed. And really, I haven't done a lot with GitHub in a long time. I need to figure out the list of changes recently. Pull requests. How the heck do I do that? Because this is just one commit or one. There's only two change files. This thread separated control host and thread separated image. So that's the first thing we'll do is compare those. And this is in Meta VLC WPF thread separated control host. And on the right, I'm going to go into LaunchBox, source, Big Box, Meta VLC, WPF, thread separated control host. We'll compare these. Interesting. That's not much of a change at all. Does that look like what he changed? Yeah, that does. So we'll copy that to the right. And then this is nothing, but I'll do that anyways. And then we'll save. So that's one of the two changes. And then the other change, the other file that he changed was this thread separated image in the same folder. Yeah, lots of changes in this one. Okay. And see, I had already, you see how I have this begin added, end added over here, right there. I had already tried to solve some of his problems with this kind of stuff, and you know, I don't know if I'm gonna want to get rid of that or not. But for now, I think we'll go ahead and try to use his code instead of the code I had added to try and fix so many of the errors. Sure would be great if this really did fix all the issues with the duplicate videos. Because right now, the main issue we're running into with this library is I could not start a new video playing while an old video was still playing, without completely killing everything, basically. Um, and it would just cause awful issues, and we'd have crashes and everything else. So, in theory, this looks like this could feasibly fix that stuff, which is extremely exciting. So I hope that's the case. We shall see. And I should have reported this stuff to this guy a long time ago, to be honest. And that's my fault. But anyways, so going forward, now that I know this guy is actually active and coming up with this stuff, I sure hope we can. I mean, I should form a relationship with this guy for real. Heck, I'd even be willing to hire him for a few hours to fix some of these issues if he's willing. Veltaius. All right, actually, Great White Moose. Glad someone was able to contribute. Sorry I have to go. Take it easy then. Yeah. Thank you, White Moose. I appreciate it. Take it easy. Go to commits, click code tab. Okay, then click commits. I do want to check that stuff, so let me do that. It says you're talking about the website, right? GitHub website. Go to commits. 100. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah. So is this what we were just looking at? That's not what I want. You can do compare in Visual Studio and command window. Yeah, I just don't like Visual Studio's compare as much as I like WinMerges. For some reason, I don't know. I've just been using it for ages. Hey, Ali, welcome. I should probably... So browse the repository at this point in history. Does that help me? No, not really. I want to see the list of changes underneath this. Is that what I click? Yes. Yes. All right, so this is just a README change, so nothing there that I care about. Then this is what we just looked at. And then July 7th, update README, update README, add video format changing event. Interesting. I don't really know what that means, but there's quite a bit going on here. Most of it doesn't matter. Spacing issues, or spacing changes. Video format changing event. I'm thinking we might as well go ahead and update this stuff as well, though. Video display context. Let's do it. I'm going back to my WinMerge, just because I like WinMerge, as I've known it for years. Old habits die hard. Video display context, and this is directly in, it's still in WPF. Browse video display context. On the left and on the right, we use, yeah, video display context. This is the file we already changed, isn't it? Okay, and then, but wait a second. We never updated this stuff. This must be in a branch or something. Yeah. We'll leave it for now. Let's test this out. Let's see what we get. I don't know. I'm not sure. We're not gonna see any immediate changes. I don't think. But we can try like not stopping a video and see what happens. Um, see what happens. Ew. My sound card. I don't know if that mutes things for you guys. Are you guys still hearing sound? Every once in a while, I have an external sound card, and sometimes the USB connection goes RE, and that's what happened. All right. So obviously, I mean, nothing drastic. It's ooh, look at this though. Interesting. So the video stays up now at least. Well, that's cool. That's a big improvement. Are you still hearing the glitch sound, guys? Right now? I muted my speakers, and I'm not sure if that... well, I can figure that out relatively quickly to see if the sound is still going over. I can't fix the glitch sound thing without basically disconnecting and restarting my sound card, which is a terrible idea while I'm streaming. I'm not sure what that's going to do, so I'm not going to do that. But hopefully the glitch sound will be gone. No, it's not gone. But here's what I can do. I'm just drag it down in OBS. All right. So this is actually very promising, extremely promising, and I'm excited, as we could ultimately like fix all the transitions and everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to not stop the videos. I don't know. Well, we kind of need to stop the videos anyways, though. Hmm. So if we take a look at, for example, the Wheel Games View model on enter, I skipped over it. There it is. If we turn that off, and build this, and then give it a run. Did I miss it? Nope, it's starting. Oops, there we are. Okay. So, for example, let's go into SNES and go into Chrono Trigger and then back out. Sure. That's good. I mean, so we need to start it back up at this point when we come back to it. But it's excellent because this means we can have multiple videos loaded in VLC at the same time, which that might not sound so exciting for you guys, but for me that's a lifesaver because this has been the biggest issue with the VLC engine. And we have the other issue where like the stretching isn't working, but that's a minor thing compared to all this stuff. Unfortunately, what this does mean is that I have some major tweaking to do across the board with the VLC playback um, in order to like allow proper transitions for the VLC videos and basically remove all the extra hacks I added in order to fix that bug. So this is, but I mean, I can do that today. I can do that in a day. And as far as I'm concerned, this is like going to be highest priority because so many people. I mean, for anybody who has to use the VLC engine, I hate when stuff is broke, and this has been sort of semi-broke, kinda. So I'm thinking this is what I need to work on today and focus on. But I'm also super excited about this because, man, it works. It works now. It works the way it's supposed to, which is awesome. So sorry that I made things less interesting, guys, and I'm sorry that I haven't we haven't gotten the different image types for every platform going. But that will be happening soon. Maybe we can tackle that on Wednesday. My goal, yeah, I hope so. Thank you, Pac-Man. My goal, yeah. Thanks to Veltaius for finding that commit. That's awesome. Um, do I have the skills to build something like Snapchat? Yes, I do. Do I want to? No, not really. Uh, I mean, I've built Android apps before. I don't have the skills. I'd have to do quite a bit of learning in order to build an iOS app because Apple's dumb and they don't use any decent languages. Blah. But I mean, I could build an iOS app relatively easily. It's just not I couldn't build a native one that easily. But um, thank you, Static Fade. Uh, I live stream every Monday and Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. PST till 12:30. So we'll be wrapping up the stream here in 20 minutes or so. Um, how is 25 and younger people are becoming billionaires? That doesn't happen often. That's the thing. You got to realize that that's pretty rare. Not only does it take an incredible idea. Well, that the idea is the hardest thing. If you've got an incredible idea and you're able to market it, that's what makes you a billionaire. Anybody can build that stuff. It's not hard to find somebody who can build something like Snapchat. The technical feat of it is not anything that amazing. What's amazing about it is having the original idea and the ability to market it, which is the hardest thing to do. And that's what I'm still incredibly amazed that we were able to pull off what we pulled off for LaunchBox because that's the hardest thing. And LaunchBox never really was that um, innovative of an idea. I think I've just been able to do it so well, and I made it easier than everybody else had ever made it before. So that's kind of what made LaunchBox take off, which is a big win in itself. But anyways, um, yeah, I tell you what, the number of failed ideas that I had over the years before I found one that worked. I mean, there must have been 50 of them that I spent hundreds of hours on, and then and nothing took off, and finally LaunchBox took off. So that guy just got lucky. He got lucky with the idea and knew how to implement it, and that's what happened with him. But yeah, uh, I'm not a billionaire, and I hope I never become one. To be completely honest with you guys, I don't want to be a billionaire. This is too much money. I don't really even necessarily want to be a millionaire. I'm nowhere near that. I'll tell you that. No, 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 no. So, anyways, um, how and what skills do they have? Yeah, it's mostly luck. It really is. But I'm sure most people who are successful developers have computer science degrees, software development degrees. That's what you need in order to be able to have the skills in order to make the apps. But again, it's not. Uh, that's not what guarantees success like that. You got to get lucky. You got to have some marketing expertise too. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. You if you want to build it, there's more to doing something like that stuff than building it. But if you want to build it, a computer science degree will help you get there. Although you don't need a degree to be able to do that stuff. Just give me the money you don't want. I'm not sure if you're talking to Afghanistan here, if you're talking to me, Stifilus. All right. Anyways, so back to the VLC restructuring. I got to figure out what all I need to remove. The guy didn't have any marketing experience. Sure. He's just smart, is what that means. He's just very, very smart. He's also lucky because you have to be more than smart in order to pull something like that off. But in order to be able to do the marketing and have that take off, you got to be extremely intelligent as well. That's not easy to do. That's the hardest thing out of all of it. But of course, you can get there with marketing just being lucky too, I suppose. So who knows? I'm not really familiar with his story. All right. So let's go all the way back to the image video view model and make sure and see if there's anything we need to change in here. Get view, attach view. Oh, this image video view stuff is probably what we need to do. Video visibility. Okay. If it's not equal to VLC, we call play, we call stop. That doesn't need to change. Image visibility, the video path, we call stop, we call play. Nothing there that needs to change. I think in the actual view is where we need to do it. Image video view. This is where we do all our custom code that opens up that control and all that stuff. So this is our stretch code. Yeah, and the aspect ratios, we were looking into that, but we only have 3 options right now: 16:9, 4:3, and default, which is frustrating. So I need to get on him to figure that stuff out, or ask him, not get on him, ask him very nicely. Play VLC video. Loading up a lot of this stuff. One of the problems is the time it takes to load up the engine and all that stuff. And that's not going to change. I don't think there's anything we got to do here. Yeah, nothing to change there. I think the best thing to do as far as finding this would be to search for program.datamanager.bigbox settings. Let's go to that definition and then go into video playback engine. Let's go to that definition and find all the references here. There's 33 of them. And maybe we should just do a search. That might be better. We do a search for if program.datamanager.bigboxsettings.video playback engine equals VLC. I'm going to leave that off just in case I'm searching for Windows Media Player or something like that. And we're going to do that in the entire solution. All right, wow, I got to catch up on some of these comments. Nice. Friend got a co-op job at Kick Messenger when it was just a startup. That's awesome. I have no idea what Snapchat is made in, to be honest. Computer engineering, yeah. Shades, does LaunchBox take advantage of multi-core CPUs or is only run on one core? It absolutely takes advantage of multi-core CPUs, especially WPF in general is built so that different things are run on different cores, and it's very much optimized for multiple cores. For example, there's a piece that runs that just processes the graphics that runs on one core. I mean, it's all. The nice thing about .NET though is most of that stuff is handled for you. I would imagine the LaunchBox itself, the Windows, in theory, whenever you open up a new thread, it should handle .NET should automatically handle it so it runs on different cores. I know it's not always that simple though. So yes, LaunchBox and Big Box are both optimized to a certain extent to run on multiple cores. Um, but of course, that's a complicated question. So can it always be more optimized? Absolutely. Is it optimized to run on multiple cores? Yes, it is. Just simply because .NET is. There's no way in .NET for me to say, okay, run this on another core. What you do in .NET is you open up a new thread, a new execution thread, and you trust that .NET is going to put it on another core if that's the smart thing to do. So it's kind of how that works. Shades. Where was I? There it is. Teddy. Oh yes, the politicians do, and everybody hates them, but they make lots of money. Not officially. Thanks, Shades. Do you ever foresee LaunchBox being exported to the Linux version of Kodi? Exported to the Linux version of Kodi. You mean, uh, I assume you mean like a Linux distribution surrounding Kodi? Linux is something I do hope to tackle eventually. Unfortunately, it's not a high priority right now, and can't be for quite a while because we're still. Um, the sad truth is I got to do what users want, and as much as users want the Linux version, the amount of time it would take for me to do the Linux version would be it's huge. It would take a long time, and so unfortunately, it's not something I can do anytime soon. It's going to take. I don't know. We're gonna have to get a lot bigger before I'm going to be able to hire somebody else to do the Linux version, and that's what it's going to ultimately end up having to be. I think simply because I don't know if we're ever going to get to a point where LaunchBox and Big Box are good enough in a state where I can literally take 3 months and work on a Linux version, and that's what it would require. So the only way I can see that happening is if we got big enough where I could hire another developer and have him work on a Linux version or something like that. So yes, I want to do it. Is it feasible right now? No, unfortunately, it's not feasible at all. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't know what you mean by Kodi specifically though. Yeah, WPF is Windows only right now. Set to run in it. Sure. Well, I mean, um, depends on what you mean by run in Kodi as well. Is Android a possibility? Android's probably a bigger possibility than Linux at this point, um, simply because I could build something for Android a lot quicker than I could build something for Linux, and at the same time, there's more potential for revenue on Android as well. If we build a mobile app that rocks and doesn't do everything that Launchbox does, but if we do it well and we tell all our users it could be a decent source of revenue. So that's something to think about. And at the same time, I'm not in a position where I can do that right now. But in the next year, I might be able to get there. I'm not sure. But also, that's another thing. We could hire somebody to start doing that kind of stuff. at some point if we grow big enough. We're at the point now where we're comfortable with Brad and Kirsten on board. Um, but obviously developers are stupid expensive. So it's going to take a lot more growth before we're able to pay 4 salaries, including another development salary. So that's kind of the trick there. That's what wine is for. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be fun. I'd love to do an Android version. Like I said, I already know how to program for Android. I've put out Android app I put out an Android app before and everything. And I like developing for Android. I do. It's fun. Um, so that's certainly in the realm of possibility. That's much more likely, I will admit at this point, than building a full desktop Linux version of LaunchBox. But cool, good discussion, guys. Um, so we're running through this search process, and for anything where we're checking for the VLC engine to see if there's anywhere I'm doing a hack in order to prevent issues. And one thing I see is this right here, which shouldn't be necessary. This is in GainsView model base. You know what? Before we start doing this stuff, though, I want to check in what I have just in case, so I can revert in case I mess something up horribly. So let me do that here first. Okay. Hey DJ War, no worries. I'm hoping to release 6.4 like before Wednesday or on Wednesday. Um, and I think we're real close. It's already in a state that's releasable. Um, now that I have these VLC fixes, I've got, of course, more work to do before the 6.4 release. But we really need to push out 6.4 ASAP. So hopefully I can get this wrapped up today. VLC will be in a much more stable state, and we can push out 6.4 right away, like tomorrow. That would be ideal. Yeah, yeah. I know there's been people Veltaius who have used the string stuff on NVIDIA Shield. So I would expect that does work. I haven't played around with any of that stuff yet either myself. Is Mac very different in programming? Yes, it is. And as a matter of fact, I would rather program for Linux than I would for Mac. Granted, I haven't tried Mac development in like 2 or 3 years, something like that. I think they came out with some kind of new language, but Apple pisses me off tremendously. You got to understand my Apple background. I've given Apple every single possible chance. I love Macs. I really do. I'm not some kind of guy who is bitter about Mac and all this stuff. I actually used a Mac as my primary computer for over a year, um, and I loved it. I love what Apple does. I love Mac OS. I think it's good stuff, but I hate their development tools. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. It makes me so angry that instead of using any number of decent, already good languages out there, programming languages, they have to come up with their own Objective C crap. And it pisses me off simply because Objective C is not only a completely different language, I can deal with that, but it's completely different syntax. That drives me nuts. Why? Why would I have to learn a completely different coding syntax to develop for Mac? Which really angers me. And no matter what anybody tells you, the Mac development tools are terrible compared to Microsoft development tools. The main reason why Microsoft wins constantly at everything is not because Windows is amazing, because it's not. Everybody knows that. The reason why Windows wins so often is because their development tools are better than anything else out there. Everything is better development-wise on Windows than every other platform. But Mac is the worst, unfortunately. So, and having the best development tools means all the developers want to work on your platform. And when all the developers want to work on your platform, all the software comes out for your platform. And when all the software comes out for your platform, all of a sudden you have the best platform out there simply because there's more software available for your platform. So Microsoft has won for years and years and years in the development front. And that is the reason why Windows is so successful. Unfortunately, Mac is still terrible at development and everything. And that's just my opinion. I'm sure there's fanboys all over the place that would just like eat me alive for saying that. But I fully believe that 100%. So yeah, when it's ready. Yeah, I'm not id Software, obviously, or even worse, 3D Realms. Yeah, take it easy, Teddy. Have a good one. Sorry for that rant at the end of this here. They want to have exclusive everything. That's exactly right, and they screwed everybody over by requiring exclusive development. And meh, I despise it. And the funny thing is, in a lot of situations with Apple stuff, they have good excuses for why they want exclusive everything. Oh, for example, our stuff is better. Sure, and I'll give them that. In a lot of cases, they do have better stuff. They really do. In a lot of cases, there's some good quality stuff. But when it came to Objective C, it's just a lie. It's not better than everything else. It's just they want to be exclusive and different, and they insist on it. So, anyways, yuck. That always made me angry. Everything about Apple angers me. Their advertising is amazing. They do a ton of stuff amazing. Unfortunately, my brother actually works or worked for many many years as an Apple repair guy, and actually made it. He had his own company. He didn't work directly for Apple, and he made pretty amazing money doing that actually as well. And so, and his opinion is pretty much the same as mine. Ever since Steve Jobs died, to be honest, I feel like Apple's going downhill. Um, I never liked Steve Jobs, to be honest. I thought he was a jerk, but at the same time, he knew how to run the company. And I feel like all the new Apple stuff coming out isn't up to par in the quality as it used to be. So I don't see Apple like thriving long term going forward. But that's just my own personal guesstimate as far as how things are going. Obviously, Android is starting to overtake on a lot of those levels. But anyways, yeah, to even program for iPhone, you need to have a Mac to compile the code, and you can't program for iPhone without one. Yep. And beyond that, you've got to use their stupid proprietary languages that nobody knows other than the Apple fanboys. It's so frustrating. Anyways, Shades, thank you. Yes, yes, I still have that in my email that I haven't responded yet. Anyways, we will end with that rant, and I will continue in my epic quest for VLC Nirvana, and go from there. Yeah, Steve Jobs had awesome vision. He really did. He did amazing things in his lifetime, despite the fact that he was, an interesting guy. But I guess most people with that kind of passion and drive and vision are interesting people. That's pretty typical, including myself. So take it easy, guys. Take it easy, Doss. Enjoy your Monday if you can. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. PST for the next live stream session. And hopefully at that point we have 6.4 out. And we can work on more fun stuff. I'll probably be tackling maybe LED Blinky or something of that nature. We also have the different image types for each platform to do. So thanks, DJ War. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.